Yo, what is going on, everybody? XpertGamer here, bringing you guys my review for Dragon Ball Super episode 22, and if you guys have not seen this episode, holy shit, there's so much action, there's really cool scenes that happen, just a lot of story, develops here, and it's so cool because it's honestly totally diverging the movie right now. This is becoming like its own thing with how the characters are developing and how everything seems to be unfolding, and I think it's so much better than the movie. Let me know what you guys think about that, but without further ado, let's just hop right into the review. So, leaving off from the last episode, oh my god, we have Tagoma actually getting into fighting everybody. So, it's really fucked up. So he says, "You're all weaklings that I can beat all you guys in 30 minutes," which is 100% correct. Tagoma could do that. But, oh, well, something can counteract that later on in the episode. But as of right now, he can beat all of them, however bad he wants to. And when he starts off his fighting, he starts off with my boy Tien, just rushes past everybody and gut shots Tien. And I'm like, why? He's just a human, leave him alone. So Tien's down and out for the rest of the fight for sure. He's gonna need a senzu. And then he does that whole thing where he spreads his arm and then hits everybody else with his legs and arms. And so he's basically just manhandling everybody at this point, which is really cool because, like I said earlier, definitely diverging from the movie. Tagoma's becoming his own character and developing, sort of, because of other things that happen later in the episode, but sorry, I had to take a sip of water. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I sound pretty sick right now. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of sick. I have stuffy nose and my throat's kind of sore, kind of not really. I could just deal with it, but this is about the review, not me, so back into it. Tagoma's doing his thing for sure. And just like we saw at the end of the last episode's preview, Gotenks is going to be arriving, and they do arrive right after everybody's down on the floor and just totally nutshot Tagoma, and Tagoma's down and out on the floor, like he's done, which is kind of comical, and well, it is comical, it's meant to be, but the thing is, I don't know, I feel like that definitely killed the entire seriousness vibe, and that could just me being a buzzkill. I like how Gotenks and Trunks were in the fight, technically, but they didn't really do anything important. Like, after they came into the battle scene and Tagoma was down on the floor, they basically gave an introduction like they always do. Look at Frieza and they're like, he's the big boss guy. And let me tell you, Frieza is not having it. Frieza is definitely not having it. And what happens right after all of this is Gotenks defuses. So what this means is that they fused before they flew into the battlefield. If they were smart, they would have gotten to the battlefield, fused real fast, and then they would have had the 30 minutes, but they decided to do it before they got there. So they defused, and exactly what everybody thought. Goten looks like Goku, and Trunks looks like Future Trunks, and of course Goku beat Frieza, and Future Trunks killed Mecha Frieza, so they resemble the person that they're supposed to resemble, and Frieza definitely instantly catches on to that, and oh my god, let me tell you. So Frieza's like, Tagoma, get up right now. And this is when Captain Ginyu sneaking his little snake ass into the scene. And he just writes change. Like, he doesn't even say it because he's a ribbit. So, a ribbit? A frog. What the that was weird. So he's a frog. And so he can't say change. So he writes into the dirt change in Japanese, I'm assuming. I don't know. And Tagoma reads it and says change, question mark, and then they just, oh sorry, I hit my mic, and then they just switch bodies, and Captain Ginyu is finally back, so it's no longer Tagoma for the rest of the episode. You should know him as Captain Ginyu. He even says that in the episode, he's like, don't even call this Tagoma anymore, or whatever. That's not exactly what he said, but he basically was getting off the point. Don't even call me whatever this guy was called, I'm Captain Ginyu, and he just took a really strong body, so that's gonna be a problem. So he gets up into his new body and goes up to Frieza and he's like, "It's been a while, Lord Frieza." And Frieza's like, "Wait, what are you talking about? Like, are you not Tagoma?" And then he explains that he's Captain Ginyu. He hits the Ginyu pose for the one time. And he's like, "I'm here, I'm back, what's good?" And honestly, I was sitting in a call with 2 other people watching this, and we just both expected for some odd reason, that Frieza was just going to blast him away while he was talking. Because I was expecting Captain Ginyu taking Tagoma's body, him not to be that strong at first, because remember what happened in the Freeza saga, or the Captain Ginyu saga, when he took the body, and he didn't really know how to fight with it. I thought it was going to be the same way with Tagoma, but surprisingly, he was able to fight with it from the start, and that's not too weird to think to be true. I can believe that he just take his body and be instantly strong, but that's what we were predicting, and our prediction was wrong. So he's there with the strong body, and yeah, we thought Frieza was just going to instantly blow him back, but Frieza is actually really accepting of Ginyu, and he's happy that he's back. And I could see why. They've done so many things for each other. Frieza's looked out for him, Ginyu's done all these little missions for him, so like, they're really good friends. So I can see why Frieza's happy. And I just realized something that I said earlier on in the video. I said the first thing that starts off with is Tagoma beating up all the Z fighters. That actually happens once Captain Ginyu is Tagoma, so I forgot to specify that. I just wanted to bring it up because that was like my favorite part, and I totally forgot to say that that was Captain Ginyu, not Tagoma. So how the episode really starts off is Tagoma 1v1's Piccolo, and Piccolo's powering up all the way he can go, and he just takes one good shot to Tagoma's face. And yes, this is actually Tagoma, not Captain Ginyu. And literally Tagoma it does not faze him at all, because he explains to him, well, he doesn't really explain, he just kind of says it, that his body is now like the body of steel, because he's just been taking Frieza's beatings for 4 months straight, and his body is just steel now. Like, he literally does not feel anything, because Frieza's just been beating on him for every single day for 4 months. That is just crazy. But yeah, so basically he just washes Piccolo. Like, literally rips his arm off, takes a gut shot, takes a face shot, and like, Piccolo's down and out. So that's how the episode started off. My bad. There's gonna be something on the screen that should have popped up earlier on in the episode, but yeah, I messed that up. But where I left off was when it cuts to where Goku and Vegeta got teleported to. We finally found out what they're doing in that distant place, dimension, I don't know. So basically, they got there and they could not move. They couldn't move because their ki was spilling out of their body, and Vegeta figures out that if you channel all your ki and don't let any spill out, you can move around. So they both do that, and they just feel God ki. Like, they say everything feels like God ki, and it's really cool because Goku like figures out, he connects all the dots. There's lowered gravity, there's it's harder to breathe, just like the hyperbolic time chamber. So basically they're in a hyperbolic time chamber kind of area, dimension. So I don't know how they're gonna use it, because they do have to come back in the next episode. It previewed to the next episode at the end, and they're definitely back on Earth, so I don't know how long they're gonna be in there, or if they can go back if they want. But a hyperbolic time chamber god room, that just sounds cool. I gave it kind of a weird name, but that just sounds cool. Back to Earth, to the last part of the episode, which is by far like one of my favorite parts of Super so far, for sure. It was just so like, I had no clue this was gonna happen, no clue at all. It was 100% news to me. So Gohan 1v1's Tagoma, and they're fighting. Tagoma's obviously winning, taking all of his shots, and he said like, this is disappointing. And another cool thing that happened is he said like, you're all gonna pay back for what happened on Namek, because obviously obviously Captain Ginyu knows Piccolo, he knows Krillin, and he knows that Gohan has grown up, and he's just disappointed that Gohan can't keep up with him. And that's until Gohan goes Super Saiyan, connecting back to what I said earlier in the episode, how, what did I say? I said, oh yeah, Tagoma can be everybody except one person that can be an exception, and that person's Gohan, because once Gohan goes Super Saiyan, he actually was kind of beating up Tagoma, because Super Saiyan adds a lot of power. Like, even though it's Gohan, Super Saiyan still just adds a lot of power. But of course, in the background, looking at all this fighting, you have Frieza, and let me tell you, when he sees Gohan turn into a Super Saiyan, he is not happy at all. It gives him flashbacks of when Goku turned into a Super Saiyan, and basically Frieza just took the entire fight into his hands. He got down, leveled with Gohan, and said, "I'm gonna kill you slowly and painfully," and then he just starts shooting beams all through his body, and it's not like they're just hitting him, they're actually all going through his like body cleanly. So he's just getting tortured while he's giving a speech about how this is revenge for Goku, and he even says once he kills off Gohan that he's just gonna kill off Goten too, right in front of everybody, just because of Goku. And to Gohan fans, this might be actually really sad, because like on screen when it's actually animated, like he's just honestly just taking all these beams and he can't do anything about it. Like he's on the floor, nobody can even jump in because Tagoma's like watching them. He said don't interfere with what Frieza is doing. So Frieza basically finishes off his speech and he's just about to end off Gohan with one more blast, and when he shoots it, flashback, Piccolo jumps in and takes the beam for Gohan, and it looks like Piccolo's down to the fight too. Now, mind you, they do have sensu beans, but actually getting the sensu beans to them is going to be a problem, because obviously Captain Ginyu can take them if he wants, if he sees them, and they're not going to be able to get to them. So for now, they're out of the fight, and we're just going to have to wait until Goku and Vegeta get there in the next episode. But that's pretty much going to wrap up my review. I was a huge fan of this episode, like really huge fan. One of my favorites for sure. This definitely gave me a whole new outlook on Tagoma and even Captain Ginyu. Like, I love both of those characters a lot more now. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode. This was a really long review, but I just had to get off my words on it because I love this episode so much and I can't wait for the next one. But let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm XpertGamer. Peace out, everybody.